wants you all to be excited that he's about to come out, so we'll big him up here, okay? You all know who he is. You don't really need to introduce him that much. He's an author. He is, I'm going to say, an adventurer. He's a busy man. He owns his drink brand. He's opened his own distillery. We all know he's an actor. How many of you here are Outlander fans? Woo! There we go. Who went to see him in Stratford-upon-Avon? You are super fans in here. Yeah. Okay, well, shall we just get him out here? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sam Heughan!
Good to see you all. Happy Monday.
I know it's a nice Monday night out of this,
It feels very Christmassy, doesn't it?
It does.
It feels like Christmas is fast approaching. Lovely to be here.
A nice little Christmas present book here as
yes,
well.
I know you all have a copy, but this makes a great gift for friends and family. A beautiful stocking filler.
Yeah.
You've got a very large stocking or a very large feet.
Exactly. How did you fit all this in? Because you've just done the play.
Yes.
You're obviously promoting the book. You're very busy. You've obviously got Outlander you're promoting coming out next year. How did you manage to fit all of this in?
I was going to make some flippant comment about my agent, but I won't because she's here. I should sack my agent. But no, how do you fit in? I have no idea, but I'm very happy to be here.
Okay.
48 hours ago I was in Stratford-upon-Avon, and did anyone see it? Yes. It was amazing. This is quite a pivot, but I'm really excited. You know, we created this book beginning of this year. It's a combination of like all my travels and the people I've met on my journey as a spirits maker, but also friends, you know, great bartenders from around the world, some of the top 50 bars in the world. And I just wanted to share my enthusiasm for great cocktails.
Okay, so I want to know what cocktail were you drinking and how many of them had you had when you came up with the idea for the book?
I can probably tell you exactly what it was. It was a Vesper.
Okay. This is the Bond one.
This is the Bond Martini, and I was in New York. We were on a bottle tour. It was sort of Christmas last year, or around the end of last year. We were doing a bottle tour, and yeah, we were talking about how we should recompile my favourite cocktails together.
Okay.
And then taste them all.
Okay, well that sounds like a good plan. So does everyone in here like cocktails?
Yeah.
You don't have to like cocktails. You're allowed to leave now.
Well, in the book, we have a top 10 of your favourite cocktails.
Yes, what's your favourite cocktail? I should ask this.
Oh, well, I like quite a few. There's one in there that I really like the look of. What was the bee one?
The bee's knees.
Yes. No,
was it the killer bee?
It's good, isn't it?
The killer bee?
Is that the one with the passion fruit?
That's the killer bee. The bee's knees is very nice, but the killer bee is a cocktail that I had in St. Kitts on Nevis, the island.
I knew it would be somewhere like that.
It was fantastic, and I don't spend all my time on desert islands, but this one was amazing because I was walking along the beach there. It sounds idyllic, doesn't it? And there's this little shack, of course, in the sky making these amazing cocktails, and it's a very potent rum cocktail, rather delicious.
Yeah,
I don't remember much more about it.
But you remember that cocktail had to
I do remember that cocktail, yes.
And also your Bloody Maria sounds bloody brilliant.
The Bloody Maria is bloody brilliant. Does anyone like Bloody Mary? Yeah, and I was, the first time I was in Jalisco, and we were visiting our friends in the mountains of Jalisco at their distillery at Tequileno, where we actually made our bottling with them. Tony Saez is a third-generation master distiller. He remembers his grandfather producing tequila, and we'd been out in the agave fields seeing the Jumadors, these are the guys that cut up the agaves with these really sharp blades. Very dangerous actually, because these blades are really sharp. And it was a sweltering hot day, and we had some local food, and it was fantastic. We came back, and Tony's a big guy, and he had this pint of what looked like tomato juice, and he just sunk it in one. And I asked him what it was, and he said it was a Bloody Maria, and I had to try it. And the key to a Bloody Maria is the clamato juice. So it's the tomato juice that has clam juice in it. You can get it here, it really makes such a difference. I guess umami flavour, bloody delicious.
I and it sounded really, all the cocktails in the book sound good, and when you talk through them, you kind of find, we were chatting earlier today, and when you were talking through cocktails, when you left, the rest of them were like, every time you mention a cocktail, it makes me want one.
Makes you thirsty. Great. Fantastic.
Everyone ends up drooling when you talk about it. Which is your favourite?
Well, yeah, I have my top 10 there.
But you must have one that you love.
It is so hard. There's a cocktail that I made for my cast members in the dressing room. Not that there was much alcohol in the dressing room, RC, but and it's made Sassenach. It's made by my friends in New York. Like a great bar restaurant called Chinese Tuxedo. It's in Chinatown, and it's the old ballroom in New York. And they've done it up to this amazing restaurant and serve like modern Chinese food. But what's amazing is downstairs they have a bar called Peaches, and they have the old archways where the Hongs and the Tongs, the two rival Chinese gangs, would fight in the 30s and 40s. And there's even bullet holes. I mean, they said they were bullet holes. I believe them.
Oh my.
From the Tommy guns, where they were fighting and shooting each other. So it's this amazing old ballroom, and they created the breakfast scotch, which is really a simple stirred-down cocktail, delicious. It's got peach liqueur in it, walnut bitters, and the Sassenach whiskey, which has got a lot of fruit flavour in it. So it's like a riff on an old-fashioned.
Yeah, sounds
delicious. Yeah, really good.
See, doesn't he sell it?
We had it after a performance of Macbeth, not before, I promise.
Yeah, whatever. Right, can I ask you, with the name Sassenach as well?
Yes.
How did you decide that was going to be the name for the brand?
Has anyone seen Outlander?
Yeah. We know.
Heard of it?
So there's, I mean, you could have come up with other names.
We did come up. I wish I could remember the other names. It felt right. Obviously, my character uses that word as a term of endearment. It's a Gaelic word, actually used in a derogatory sense in the old days for an English person, really. And I remember when we were in the southwest of Scotland. My mum is a Sassenach. She moved up just before I was born, and she told me, I remember her telling me that she was called that when she went into a local bar once. He said there was locals only, no Sassenachs. And it kind of stuck with me, and I just think there's something really beautiful about it. Obviously, from Outlander, he used it for his wife. And I think we all feel like outsiders at times. And I guess what I'm trying to say is perhaps all outsiders are welcome. I feel Scotland is quite progressive and changed a lot in my generation over the years that I've lived there. And yeah, so I think it applies to everyone.
I mean, it's a great name for the brand as well. It works.
It's hard. I get Sasquatch quite a lot.
You're not quite getting it.
Yeah, but it's close enough.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't even like whiskey until you were in your 20s. Is that right?
Well, I've never drunk good whiskey.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, I'd, as a teenager, obviously done the Edinburgh festivals. I know I've done the festival and the fireworks, and it's just so fantastic. And I think I was there celebrating. Oh, actually, it was a New Year celebrating, and I drank, some famous grouse. I can say that, kind of. Yeah. Not very good whiskey. And it wasn't until I moved to London and I was celebrating a Burns night, feeling a bit homesick, and a Scottish friend of mine suggested that we had a single malt whiskey. And we were in the bar and we tasted this whiskey. And the moment I drank it, it just kind of, I don't know, sentimental, but it really felt like it took me back to Scotland. Not on the streets drinking famous grouse, but to the Highlands. And I just felt very, very, very reminiscent. And now wherever I travel, if I do have a Scotch whiskey, I do. I feel it takes you home and it takes me back to Scotland. And I think alcohol per se we're not emotionally tied to it, but somehow whiskey is quite evocative. Perhaps it's the smell, perhaps it's the branding behind it, but I think it really does take you to a certain place at a certain time.
Absolutely. I've just wondered if prior to that what your drink had been, if you were like a WKD boy or a hooch or Fast.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now, when I was at drama school or before. I think it was anything I could get my hands on. No, I was
before the more sophisticated came on.
Sure, yeah, or elevated. Yeah, I mean, I think I probably did drink anything. But it's interesting because on that journey then, whiskey became a passion of mine, and then in creating that, I realised I wanted to create other things. Yeah. So we went on to, obviously, we did tequila, but the gin and now the vodka as well. So I don't know, there's something really creative about it. I guess it's similar to cooking. I'm not a great cook, don't ask me to cook for you, but I'm not a great bartender either, but I'm an enthusiast, and I think that's what I wanted to convey in the book, my enthusiasm for great spirits and cocktails.
I feel like we should test your bartending skills. Do you not think we should?
Yeah.
Yes.
And there are quite a few cocktails in here.
Yes.
You have a few drinks in front of you.
I do.
We have some ice, and
I
I
do.
feel that you should, show us what you can do, Sam. Are you going to do the whole blah, 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 blah?
No, absolutely not. No, and this is very, yes, bear with me, we don't have everything here, but we've done a great job. We're going to make you a Hanky Panky. I like the name. It actually comes from the Savoy Hotel, which is nearby. It's a classic. Ada Coleman was one of the first female bartenders back in the 1920s, and I love the history behind a lot of the classics.
So this is 100 years old, this
Yes,
cocktail?
and you'll taste it because it's super strong.
Okay.
But it is essentially a riff on a Martinez. But it's delicious, and she made it for an actor. Sir Charles, I can't remember his last name, Heughan or something like that, and I think he went in and asked her for a cocktail that would pack a punch. And when he drank this cocktail, he said, "By Jove, that's the real Hanky Panky." So he sounded like a marvellous man to go drinking with. So I thought, I'm going to make you a Hanky Panky, and let's see what you say when you drink it.
Okay.
Did anyone watch Lorraine this morning?
What did you make on Lorraine's show this morning?
I made her a Bobby Burns,
Okay.
which is in the Manhattan world, quite similar to this. And she was almost speechless when she drank it. I don't think she could get through the rest of the show. It was quite strong, but hey, it's Christmas. What have I got here? Okay, I'm going to make it in this.
Do you remember? Do you need to get the ingredients out
I
of it?
hope I remember. So this is, as I said, like a Martinez, 1.5. We're going to double this up, so we're going to do 3 actually. 3 ounces of your finest Sassenach.
Yes.
Wild Scotch gin. All the botanicals are from Galloway, and botanicals are really, I guess, everything that reminds me of Galloway, growing up there, from the wild rhubarb that was in the garden my mum used to grow, to climbing the trees, the Scots pine trees, or hiking up a hill and there was heather there. There's toasted oats, blaeberries. There's so much. 7 different botanicals. And then we have our Rosso, same amount again, so what did I say, 3?
Yeah. Do you, when you make these, and by the way, thank you very much. I have some of your questions here, so I will throw them in every now and
just
again.
throw them in.
I've got a question here, actually,
Distract from me,
from
please.
Caroline. I'm Caroline, where are you?
Caroline.
Caroline Banks. Okay, you're there. So Caroline's question was, how does the glass shape affect the taste and the experience of a cocktail? Because I noticed what kind of glasses you have here.
Yes, these are interesting, aren't they?
Is that not what you would put
Well,
on this?
I know they're fantastic. I love coupe actually, but yeah, glassware, especially for nosing. Obviously, you've seen the Glencairn glasses. They're, like a wine glass. You get a lot more oxygen there, so it's easier to smell. But also, the smaller aperture captures a lot of the aromas. I love, for instance, champagne.
Yeah.
I know we're not supposed to drink out of a bowl, but I love a bowl. People do like to nose, and actually, a wine glass is probably better than a flute. But it does change, but honestly, I just go with the glasses that I like to drink.
So
out
it doesn't
of.
matter if it's a low ball or a high ball?
I mean, look, no one's going to frown upon you. I mean, if you go to a bar and they serve you a pint of this cocktail, you might be slightly suspicious of the bartender. But hey, I mean...
You're like, yes.
Yes, my kind of bartender.
Yes. That sounds good. I mean, this feels like this is the ultimate mixologist's handbook. Is that when you... there have been lots of recipes in here provided by mixologists as well.
Yeah, so I guess on my journeys, I've been very lucky to meet some amazing bartenders, as I mentioned, the one in New York. There's bartenders there from DC, from Mexico, from London, some amazing bars in London. And every year they have the top 100 bars of the world. We have one in Edinburgh, Panda and Sons. They're the top 10, I think. So we've asked some of these bartenders to create cocktails for us, and we've included some of them. Some of them are very intense, quite complex, but I love that. I love aspiring to making more complex cocktails, and others are really simple, more like classics, which are only 3 ingredient cocktails. So yeah, lots to look at and some great people. Go to their bars and try their cocktails.
Okay, let's have wow, look at this.
I start this down.
Purple.
It is, wow, it is a large one. And I don't have a peeler, I'm afraid, so I'm actually just going to peel this with my hands.
Okay.
Forgive me.
That's all right. This is quite exciting. We're getting a proper lesson on how to make a cocktail up.
Well, or not how to make one without the equipment. But you want to get some of the essential oils there. I'm not going to drop it in your drink. I'm going to do that one. You're all very, very well nice. Did anyone have a cocktail before they came here? Where did you go?
Do you have enough for all of us?
Yes, I could be here all night. Absolutely. There you go. Cheers, Slander.
Cheers.
That's the Hanky Panky,
The Hanky
€100
Panky.
cocktail.
Right,
And
wow.
by Jove,
Smells good.
ooh, that's the real Hanky Panky. The Fernie Branca is an acquired taste, I have to say. This is what they call the bartender's choice. If you ask a bartender if they want a shot, then you probably ask for that.
What is your drink of choice if you were to go out and you were going to just go to a bar beforehand, like with some friends?
Yeah.
Which one would you tend to order? I know that we've asked your favourite drinks, but what would be your Monday night vibe usually?
A Monday night? Am I working the next day?
Yeah, it's Monday night. Like we're all out
On a Monday night tipple. Yeah, I do love a martini.
Okay.
And I did mention the Vesper, but it is quite dangerous, it's quite strong. But I do love a Vesper martini.
Now let's bring Jamie Fraser to the party.
Okay, not James Bond, Jamie Fraser.
What's he ordering?
Jamie Fraser,
He's now here with us.
He's here with us. He loves whiskey. And in fact, interestingly, he creates his own whiskey in the show when he gets to America, which I thought was quite fun. Jamie Fraser special. Yeah, I don't think he liked anything fancy. I think he liked it straight up. But he was also a wine merchant as well in France, in Versailles. So he's been around quite a bit, so he probably does know his drinks. I don't know what he'd make of the Hanky Panky. He might be.
I think it's
a bit too fancy.
I am aware that I have to keep talking, so I don't want to drink too much.
The Fernet is like, it's got like this really rich depth to it, like all those different botanicals in there. It's one of those things, a bit like Benedictine, a bit like a chartreuse. You know, there's so many different ingredients. I think there's like 27 different ingredients in Benedictine, made by monks. The monks know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So cheers to the monks.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I recommend this, by the way, if you all fancy it. Can we talk about Outlander? Because,
Yeah,
I mean, it's been more than a decade of your life.
It has.
And do you feel a bit of a void now that you've finished filming it? What do you miss?
I think initially it did, yeah. It was very strange to finish and to not have that schedule and that family around me. The family, the cast and crew were, they really made it for me. It was quite a journey. It was a lot of hard work. Towards the end, I really did feel like we were pushing the train uphill. I guess it's just hard to keep that sort of consistency all the time. And it was a very physical show. We were outdoors a lot. We were up in Scotland, out during winter. But I'm just so thankful for it. It really changed my life. It's become part of me. I've got a Jamie Fraser at home.
Have you?
I stole. I got given a full Jamie Fraser costume, which sits in my study. I haven't built him yet. He's still in his bag, but I will.
And every now and again, you can just put it all on.
Yes. Talk like Jamie Fraser.
I'm assuming when you kind of.
I've had a terrible moth infestation. I'll give this away. So I did actually steal Jamie's bonnet, his hat, from season 1, and they didn't let me. They didn't give it to me because they wanted to keep it, and I stole it. I did steal it, and I think it's payback because the moths came from that, and now spread all around my house.
Oh wow! So I mean, Jamie's house must have been moth-ridden.
He must have been moth-ridden.
When you look back at all the Jamies, is there a Jamie that you liked most? Was it Series 1 Kilts? Was it French style? Was it mature Fraser Ridge style?
Yeah.
I mean, which Jamie was your favourite?
I know it's hard to believe, but he's supposed to be 23 when you see him in 60 towards the end. I know I do. That's right. I loved his progression, and he had so many different names. He did have different identities, and I think for me, the most interesting was when he was without Claire, when he thought he lost her after season 2, and he mourns her and he goes into hiding and then he's in prison. And he went through, season 3 went through this real arc until she reappeared. I can't remember how many episodes it was, probably 4 or 5 episodes. But he was so many different people. So yeah, I really did enjoy his journey. And what was great about Outlander, that it really did go on this epic road trip. You know, we were in Scotland, in Culloden, and the Jacobite uprising, then in Versailles, then in America, and the birth of modern America, which is incredible to recreate outside Stirling.
When you were filming on location all the time, how often would fans of the show find out where you were and kind of come down to set?
We had a very popular, they're not here, are they? We had a group called the Outlandish Bakers. I don't know how they found us. I think they would give baked goods to the security team. And they would turn up once every month and with a big tray of gluten-free cookies for Katrina and whatever peanut butter thing it was for me. And they came for many years. They were very dedicated.
Oh wow, did they come from far?
I think some were American.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I don't know where they are now. Probably, I don't know, taking a break.
Waiting for your next show, that's what it is.
They're waiting outside.
What's he doing next?
And here they are, yes.
It was phenomenal, all the places you got to go to, and the fact that how many people here watched Outlander and have since been to Scotland on holiday? Because you're like, oh, you see, Scotland looks, it always looks nice, but
Yes.
you really highlighted how gorgeous it is.
It is a very beautiful place, and as we know, it's another character in the show. And now having created the Galloway Distillery, I really feel like I want to impart the beauty of Scotland, but also the parts that people don't see. Obviously, tourism is rife in Scotland, and certainly in the summer months up in the Highlands, Glencoe, and the Isle of Skye, and you have to go see them. But I encourage you all to come down to the south of Scotland because it's got so much to offer, and it has its own identity. And every time I go there, I'm just so excited to explore new parts of it. It's got everything.
Can people come to the distillery as well?
They can.
Oh.
They can.
Have you seen?
Has anyone been?
I'm going in
Oh,
January.
there you go.
January.
Good. January, perfect time of the year.
Maybe if it's snowing.
No, Lyceum
Yes.
is then, so Lyceum, your event at Lyceum.
The Lyceum, yes, we're doing an event.
Glasgow.
Great. Oh, well, you've got a lovely January.
It's a gorgeous part of the world.
It is, it's really beautiful. It's the most, obviously the most southern part of Scotland, in the Mull of Galloway, 12 miles to Ireland. You can see the Isle of Man, you can see the Cumbrian coast. It really is very special. It's very ancient. It's the part that people kind of miss out, but it has a great history. It has this amazing tie to the Vikings, to Scandinavians that came there. Galloway itself, New Galloway, New Galloway, they had their own Gaelic or Gaelic accent. People were very suspicious of them further up north. And that's because they had these strong ties to Ireland, Northern Ireland, and the Isle of Man. So yeah, it's a really interesting place. There's something like, I don't know, like 300 different standing stones there. Great history. Robert the Bruce was there. Mary Queen of Scots came down. And it was a part of the world that was fought over a lot as well. And then the Solway Firth, which was rife with pirates. It really is a fascinating place, and I want to dig more into the history. We've got a storyteller that's working with us, and she's writing a newsletter which you can sign up to, and every month she's going to give you a bit more of Galloway history, which I find really interesting.
What we all want to know is that if we come to the distillery, are you going to be there and working there every day?
Do you know?
That's the truth, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, now I'm not being the Scottish thing, I want to be there as much as possible. And we're planning on building a bigger distillery, firstly. At the moment, we are a sort of micro distillery. We're producing all of our spirits there and laying down a lot of whiskey, but we want to produce a big one and employ more locals as well, and also help the surrounding area. Sort of trying to spotlight a lot of producers there. There's some amazing produce, from cheese to honey to farm animals, livestock. But yes, to answer your question, we're thinking about building my own apothecary, because I do like to experiment, and so maybe we'll have some memorabilia there, maybe my Jenni with the moss, and my motorbike, and we're going to experiment, because we play around a lot with our master distiller Craig, who's fantastic, and if there's things we're not going to sell, we might be able to come and sample something we're working on, which is really fun.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Now, you see, there's a lot of talk of booze here, isn't there? But we all know, the fact is that we all know that you're into your health, your fitness, you're keen. I mean, London Marathon, saw you there.
Last time I saw you was the
Yeah.
London Marathon.
We were there, it went really well for Sam, and went really badly for me. In fact, you said it was a great day, wasn't it? And I was like, no, it was not a great day, thank you very much. But what is your next fitness challenge? Because you're always doing something.
It was a great day. I thought it was, obviously, so you had a bit of an accident, I'm sorry about that. What did happen?
Someone literally ran over my foot, and broke it, mile 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're running now?
I know, I am running again, but it was just really annoying on the
That's
day.
really
We trained for all that. I won't get started, I know we should have
Yeah. It is intense. It was a very, very hot day. And I just loved it.
The crowds are amazing,
The
aren't
crowds
they?
are incredible, and I just was loving the sights. And so that moment when you run across London Bridge, and I just wanted to stop and look at all the views, because it's rare you get to do that. I really, really enjoyed it. And as soon as I finished the race, someone came up and said, "Do you want to do Boston?" And I thought, no thanks. But actually, I've always wanted to do New York. I've tried 5 times to do New York and failed for various reasons. Hurricane Sandy happened, I was there, I had a work commitment I had to do, lots of things. So I would love to do New York because it's one of the greatest atmospheres.
You've done LA, haven't you, as well?
I've done LA,
Yeah.
which was interesting. I was firstly staying close by, and there was a heat wave during LA, so they were like, we're going to make it an hour earlier. So I had to be there at 4 a.m, and I thought I'd walk to the stadium. So I got up, not after having a Hanky Panky, and was walking there, and I got almost to the Dodger Stadium, which is where it starts, and realised I'd forgot my running shoes. I was wearing my regular sneakers. I was tired, right? So I walked back to my house. I was like, I'm not going to make this in time. I'm going to get late. And as I was looking for a taxi, and this was before Uber, this couple were driving past and saw me and picked me up and drove me to the stadium. This was really sweet. And the race itself was very hot, as I said. And I was at the back of the race because I was late getting there. And I was trying to make my way through the people. So I ran on the grass. There's not much grass in LA. I think someone had had an accident. I don't want to go into too much detail.
Okay.
My new running sneakers and my legs were covered in the accident. So I'm running along, looking for the LA fire department, and they were there. They were there spraying hoses to keep people cool, and I was like, just hose me down. They did. Very kind. I had a great marathon, and then was filming the next day.
Oh wow, that's impressive.
There, yeah.
When you go travelling around the world for work, or when you're filming on location, do you try and fit in some fitness when you're there, whether it's the gym session or going for a run?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a great way to explore, actually.
Yeah.
You're going for a wee run, you get lost, and then you find yourself, and then you're like, oh, I learned a bit about that city. And you sometimes see more of a city than, I guess, other people who are working on a job. I do like a challenge. So
there you go, that's what, wherever he is filming, know that if you go out running, you will spot him out and out.
Well, yes. My last challenge wasn't a run, though. It was, this time last year, I was up in Nepal.
Of course, well, this is what we were going to ask. You know, when you finish in television or movies, there's always a rap party.
Yes.
And for you, part of your rap experience was going for a little hike up a hill.
Yes.
A big hill.
Yeah. I didn't go up the hill, I went to the hill, which was far enough. I'd always wanted to see Everest, and I don't know, it's always been in my head, and I was supposed to do a movie a few years ago that sort of fell through, but I became good friends with a man called Jake Norton, who is incredible. We've got a fan of Jake's over there, well, that's Jake. And we were talking, we were like, let's do this, it's a great way to sort of end the chapter of Outlander, and he organised this trek up to Everest Base Camp, up a route that hasn't been done before by, I guess, traditional hikers. So we were the first inaugural one, so we had a big welcome ceremony by a local village there, which is incredible, and then did this 2.5-week hike up to Everest, which culminated 2 days before we got to Everest Base Camp. We were up to the Ampalapsa Pass, which is essentially a mountain range. next to it, and we climbed up to the top peak and then abseiled several thousand feet down,
Oh, wow.
which was incredible because we were up there and some of the porters started going down, and then we didn't hear anything, and we were supposed to radio up, and the radios were on. So Jake went down, and I waited for an hour on top of this peak, and it was quite exposed, and the sun was going down in 2 hours, and I was thinking, what's going on? And then eventually I see him climbing back up, and he'd gone all the way down and climbed all the way back up, and he laid down new ropes because there was some problems with the ropes. So yeah, it was quite dramatic.
He sounds like he'd be very useful to be there with, to be
He
honest.
is the most useful man.
Yeah.
So he was part of the party that found George Mallory's body in the 90s, and Conrad at Anchor. They found Mallory's body, who was in the 1920s went up Everest and possibly got to the top. It's debated whether he did or not. Like, incredible.
I mean, it's what you've done, all these experiences that you've done are just incredible, but I've got to kind of bring it.
I'll tell you about drinking on Everest if you want, but we can move on.
Have you got some drinking on Everest? Is there a bar there that you've got a cocktail from?
So the best part of it was we started our hike, and there's not many people that go there to this part where we went to. In this local village, they saw us, and this one gentleman saw us and decided to follow us. And he had his homemade rack sheet, which is essentially a white spirit, and a big barrel that he carried on his back. And he caught up with us after maybe 4 or 5 days and decided to walk with us because he realised every day we would be thirsty. And he could put the prices up every day as well because he got further and further away from his home. So every night we would have a little rack sheet, which is this white spirit that they then fry in geese and fenugreek. And it's delicious when hot, and when cold it's like snot. It's really not nice. But yes, when we eventually got to Everest Base Camp, there are more traditional tea houses there, which are quite small, but you can get a beer or some hot food, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But bless him, he's probably still out there trying to sell this. Actually.
Yeah, it sounds like, I bet there aren't many people doing what he does. He's probably
No,
onto something there.
he's realised, and he's opened a shop, and he's still waiting for people to come. But,
should definitely send him a copy of your book.
I'll send him a copy of it, say, make some cocktails and I'll come back.
I'd like to do a couple more questions. We've got, okay, so who have we got? Paula Stevens. Where's Paula Stevens?
Hello,
okay. Paula is
Have you
asking.
had Everest? No.
This is a non-Everest question.
Good. Okay.
This is following on from Macbeth.
Yes.
Do you know what your next acting project might be?
My next acting project might be no.
Do you think you'd want to do more stage, or do you want to do film, or do you want to do? Would you like another beefy TV series? Do another like 10 years as another character?
Truthful answer, Rob.
I know, I've asked you 5 questions.
No, I'm open to anything. I really am. And I had such an amazing time on Macbeth. It was extremely wearing. I didn't expect it to be quite that hard. I'm not sure why, because it's not the most physical role, but it is mentally a very dark play. And I think 8 shows a week is pretty tough. And our show in particular was very intense. So yeah, maybe a comedy next time, or a small part. But I would love to. Working in Stratford-upon-Avon was amazing. It gets very small, very quick, but there's just this amazing history there. And we were at the other place where the last time the show was on, produced in the 70s, was this seminal production with Dame Judy and Ian McKellen, and we got to do an amazing event with them a couple of weeks ago, which was so special. To hear them talking about performing the same play on stage in the same theatre, albeit slightly further away, but it was such an amazing place. And then, I know it sounds, I don't know, I mean, just making a sort of little pilgrimage to see Shakespeare's grave or walking past his birthplace is just something really interesting to realise that this man was a real person that lived and loved and had all of these influences and lost, and that's what he's poured into his plays. Amazing.
But performing somewhere like that as well, I mean, the audience is right there. So, like, if anyone was there and was kind of like whispering something, you'd be aware of them moving.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Have you got any stories?
Oh, I mean,
that you can tell us.
There may have been. I don't know. I mean, some people, you can never help if someone has to leave, and obviously you leave. You could see people leaving. But there was one time I don't know, it was a matinee and someone was coughing all the way through. And eventually I got to on the soliloquies and I just shouted at him. And then, I don't think it was because I was shouting at him, he did get up to leave, so I just stopped and let him leave. But I mean, you can't help it. It was so intimate. They should give out throat sweets or something.
I mean, as everyone's had that.
It's worse if you can't cough and you know you can't, it gets even worse. So I did feel very sorry for him. I still shouted at him. Macbeth shouted at him.
I don't want to be coughed. Right, let's go back to, would you ever consider a non-alcoholic version of the Sassenach gin? This is from Emma Shanley. Where are you, Emma?
Hello, Emma.
Over here.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. It's interesting, we've talked about it a lot. We've obviously only just opened the Galloway Distillery and we're creating lots of things. We just created our new fine Scottish vodka, which was really fun to make, using the best produce in Galloway, the best Galloway wheat, and we've used apples and brambles that we fermented many times. And honestly, I think it beats any other vodka out there. It really is very special. A lot of vodkas didn't know this. They filter them a lot using carbon. They also add lots of glycerin, which is essentially sugar, to make it more smooth. And a lot of the high-end ones do that. We don't. Yes, non-alcoholic for sure. Yeah, it is quite a hard process actually, and that's why non-alcoholic spirits are quite expensive, because actually it is very, very expensive to make. As expensive as making an alcoholic version.
And when you think back to when you were growing up, right, would you have ever been able to predict that you'd be, a hugely successful actor, you'd have your spirit brand, that you would own your own distillery? I mean, what did you see yourself doing when you were younger?
What did I see myself doing? Being a magician or something stupid like that. No, do you know what? I kind of did. I grew up in Galloway in the grounds of the Stirling Castle, Kenmure Castle, and I guess I dreamt a lot. I played outdoors and I dreamt of being a Scottish king and all this stuff. So it's kind of mad that I've had this amazing journey where I've been a Scottish king. And but going back there recently has been amazing. Going back to where I was born and seeing it. It's so much smaller than I remember. But it's so rewarding to go back and to remind myself all the things that I loved about it growing up and to be able to share that. So yeah, I never would have imagined this, but just working even with our amazing, you guys have met our amazing company or employees at the distillery, and they're so excited as well to be part of this and to sort of impart the joys of Galloway to you all.
Yeah.
Or the Gallowegians, Gallovidians, I think they are.
Are you someone that's going to have a good Scottish Christmas and New Year? Is that what
I'm going to have, yes, Christmas in Scotland.
Wow.
Are you?
I'm going to have a Scottish Christmas in London.
Right.
That's
What
why.
makes it
So they're coming
Scottish?
to be.
Just because you are?
Yeah, because I'm there. And
you'll have Sassenach Spirits.
that's exactly
Yes,
what happens.
yes.
And most people at the table will be Scottish.
I will, yeah, I'm going to have in Scotland, and I'd love to I've been making for many years cocktails for the family, and this year I made my apple tea, which is in the book, which I have an apple tree in my garden in Glasgow, and this year I decided to produce the most apples I've ever seen. So I was like, what do I do with them? So I kept putting them in the freezer, so my freezer was full of apples, and then I thought, right, I'm going to do something with them. So I've it's infused them into what is basically a Vesper, equal parts gin and vodka. You infuse the apples, really sour green apples, for a couple of days, and it brings out this amazing golden colour that comes from, I guess, the peel and the flesh just like mixed with this, and then you filter it, and I've got this beautiful, I guess, apple tea, which I'm going to make for everyone on Christmas Day.
That sounds nice as well, doesn't it? You see?
Very autumnal, but it's beautiful. Yeah, really nice.
Joanne's actually got an interesting question. Joanne Kelly, where are you?
Hello, Joanne.
Yeah, Joanne wants to know, because it's such a saturated market now with all different brands out there, how easy is it to get your product in bars and restaurants and supermarkets? Is that like the goal for everyone?
Yeah, I mean, look, I want everyone to enjoy our spirits, but it is very difficult. It's very difficult. A lot of the brands we know and use are owned by 4 or 5 big companies, Diageo, Hennessy, and so they all then also own bars and restaurants. So that's why you see the same spirits, the same beers, similar. So yeah, it's very hard to be an independent and go in and say, hey, can you put our bottle in, when the big guys are like, No, or they're paying the bar to put theirs in. So why would a bar put ours in if they're getting paid to put someone else's in? So it's very hard, and we are a small company. We have, I think, in the US we have 7 employees, and now in Galloway we've got, I think, another 6 or 7, and we're looking for more. But yes, we are quite small, but we're looking for more ambassadors and people to work with. So getting out there. We recently just released in Denmark and in Australia and in Switzerland, and we're obviously adding more and more markets. So
I noticed in your book there are a lot of rum cocktails as well. Have you got plans to do a rum as well?
I mean, a Scottish rum is definitely some great ties there, and there have been Scottish rums before, but yeah, I'd love to. I do like an aged rum, delicious. Yeah.
Take over here.
Take over Scotland.
Yeah,
If you
I
can
think
bottle
so.
Scotland, I will. Yeah. Well, I am. Yeah.
And I mean, you have travelled a lot of Scotland. Has anyone, I mean, I'm sure lots of people in here have read waypoints as well. Yes. All about the West Highland Way. Has anyone done the West Highland Way? Oh, there's a few.
Wow.
This is like a 96-mile trek.
Let's say 100.
100 miles, but it usually takes between they say 5 to 10 days, depending on what
Really?
pace. Here we go. How long did it take you?
5 to 10 days.
That's what they say.
Right. Well, no, listen. I did it in 4 days.
See, that's good.
No,
Well
but,
done.
no. So first thing I set out, I thought, I'm going to do, this hike. I must do it. It's on my doorstep. And I thought I would carry all my equipment, and I had everything. Literally, kitchen sink in there, everything.
Did you have that, or did you have to go quickly pop to a shop?
I went on and I bought everything the night before. I went to Tuxedo and bought everything, and the guy was like, "Where are you going?" I was going to do West Highland Way. I was like, "Okay, right, strange. The weather's really bad." Okay, and I left, and of course the first day was horrific. I got drenched, I got cold, all my gear was soaking wet. The second day doing the Loch Lomond section, I almost gave up. It took forever. It's a really long section, one of the longest lochs in Scotland. And it goes up and down, the whole, it just hugs the side of the loch, and it was terrible weather, everything weighed so much, and I didn't have any food with me, I don't know why.
But you had everything to cook
I had
with.
everything, I had several stoves, really, don't ask me to
Were you
prepare.
going to catch something and kill it?
Yes,
Jamie
goats.
Fraser style.
Some wild goats there, I should have brought Jane Norton. And then it got dark, and I was still miles away from my work. I was trying to do about 20, 25 miles a day, and I met this gentleman called Graham, who walked with me, gave me some of this Yorkie bar, this chocolate bar, and got me through the last section, and eventually I thought I'm going to stay the night in the most haunted inn in Scotland, the Drover's Inn, which is an ancient pub on the side of Loch Lomond.
Was it haunted? Did you feel?
Luckily I didn't stay in the haunted room, but I've heard stories. I was in the new build part of it, but I thought in the morning when I wake up, I'm just going to not tell anyone, order a cab and go home, pretend it never happened. And then I had the magic idea of burying all of my kitchen sinks and stoves under a tree and trying it without any equipment and staying in hotels and B&Bs. And actually then it was this wonderful journey, and I enjoyed every moment of it. And I did it in 4 days. But then I met Lucy on the last day. She did it in 3 days. She did 33.3333 miles a day with all of her gear.
Wow.
She's amazing. Yeah.
On her own, just superpowered.
On her own, yeah. I had to keep up with her, yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
Mind you, in saying that you're talking about the Drovers being haunted, and I mean, you've filmed in so many extraordinary places in Scotland and loads of castles. Have you, any of them been haunted? Have you felt any presence?
Well, that's an interesting question. We talked a lot about it on Macbeth, actually, and I've had a couple of interesting experiences, but never anything like terrifying. I really hope I never have anything bad happen to me. No, I would hate that. I'd hate that. But I heard about the Drovers, how one of our cast members was staying there, and he went to bed after a few drams, a few cocktails, and he went to bed and he said he heard the next door room banging around all night, things being thrown around, banging around. And he went down in the morning and was like, the guys next door were making, they must have been drunk and making a right noise. And he said, no, that room's been bricked up for hundreds of years. So whatever was making noise in there.
Ooh, that's quite spooky, isn't it? Yeah, okay. There's a word of warning if you go and stay there, I tell you. So what's 2026 look like for you? What's going to happen?
Good question. I'm going to take a break.
Yeah.
So
What do you like? If you have time, I mean, I bet you can't just take a break though. You always want to do something.
No, I mean, obviously the distilleries are really exciting adventure, and we're going to be, there's great things I want to do there, building things, but creating new spirits would be fantastic. Yeah, I want to act more. I'd love to do more theatre. Some movies, TV. Who knows, Jenny?
Yeah.
We'll find out. But I'm looking forward to Christmas and New Year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to. I mean, it's a very exciting time. I feel like the fact is that it's like a whole new chapter that's starting for you now, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and I think that is really exciting. And I would like to do something different. Outlander was amazing and a really iconic character. And Macbeth, again, iconic but very, very different. But there's something really interesting there. And yeah, I'd like to challenge myself more.
Some singing, a musical maybe?
Absolutely not.
What would be your absolute worst nightmare you get? Like a singing room?
I remember way back out in Korea, I was asked to audition for, what's it called? Mamma Mia, yeah, thank you. And I got a recall.
Oh wow.
And I was told that I wouldn't have to sing, but then I had to sing.
I'm not being funny, but a lot of people in that film couldn't sing.
I remember specifically trying to mess it up. Not the singing, the acting part, because I was like, I can't do this, I don't want to recall another recall.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It could have been you could have been in the charts. You could have had an album. It's going to work, but...
No, I'm actually not my. It was Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing West End. Amazing.
Dirty Dancing West End.
Yeah.
It'd be Johnny.
To play the understudy for Johnny.
Oh my goodness.
And you did like an acting scene.
Can you say it? Nobody puts baby in the corner. Go on, just for us.
Please.
It's Jenni in the corner.
I tried, I'm sorry. Oh, that would be definitely quite interesting.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
Yes, no. Definitely not a musical.
Okay.
No. I did we did a movie years ago with Celine Dion during lockdown. And that's about as close to singing as I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Must be, I mean, that's pretty cool.
It was
work
pretty
with
cool.
Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Is she on your speed dial?
I wish.
Okay.
I wish. I don't even know what she drinks. I would make her a cocktail. If I made Celine a cocktail, I don't know, something with champagne and lots of love.
Oh yeah, she would like that, wouldn't she? Let me see if I've got any other questions here from the audience. Oh, who's Kelly? Kelly Smith.
Hello, Kelly.
Okay, Kelly's asked a brave question.
Oh.
I mostly drink.
Get out, Kelly.
I mostly drink Irish whiskey.
Oh, boo! Get out, Kelly.
What would be a good introduction to Scottish whiskey?
Begins with S. Irish, what can I say? Oh no, I'm going to have to be very careful here. Look, the Irish, they probably created whiskey in the first place, but yeah, they triple distill and it just doesn't have as much flavour for me. But you're welcome. Listen, I mean, there's so many amazing Scottish single malts. Why not start there? Let's start in Galloway. The Sassenach, for sure, is very approachable. Yeah, I have to admit, I do like an aged Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
We had a little whiskey advent calendar in the dressing room as well. Sound like lots of
whiskey advent calendar.
Yeah, they're great, aren't they? And obviously,
I've got a chocolate one. I don't have a
whiskey
whiskey
one.
one.
Yeah, you get little miniatures. It was fantastic.
Oh,
So every
wow.
night we'd have a little sip each and get to like sample a new whiskey every night.
Before or after the show?
Always after.
Okay. Officially got that. Okay, perfect. We have another one as well. As an ambassador for the upcoming Commonwealth Games.
Oh yes, we're excited, aren't we?
What's your involvement then? You're going to be doing stuff?
Yeah, I'm running.
Oh wow, that's going to be great.
I think yes, I'm hopefully going to be walking around watching lots of amazing athletes perform. It's incredible. I'm so happy to be part of it. And my big challenge, which is my charity fundraiser, fitness fundraiser, we're the mindfulness partner. So encouraging people to create new healthy habits. Obviously not drinking so many cocktails. And yeah, we're going to be there, and we've got we're going to bring our peakers, our members along.
Are there any peakers here?
Peakers here? Fantastic. Get ready, get your running gear on. Yeah, we're going to hold an event there. It's really exciting. I remember the last one, was it 2016?
John Barron did the opening ceremony.
Yes, and we were working on Outlander and I couldn't go. And
really?
You felt the hubbub and the buzz of it, and it was so exciting.
It was so exciting.
Yeah,
I hosted the event. It was an event crossing the Commonwealth baton over the border from England into Scotland, and it was in Berwick.
Which we talked about earlier today.
And that's, we did that. We had a big, it was like Daley Thompson was on the English side, and I was on the Scottish side.
Did you have to run with it?
No, I didn't. We were just acknowledging it being passed over to an athlete who'd been around with it. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Are you going to go?
Oh, I'd love to go. It would be exciting. I don't know about you guys, but sporting events are amazing. They're so inspiring.
So inspiring. And then I guess we have to mention the football recently. Scotland making it to the World Cup. It's really fantastic. Yes.
Will you be going to that?
I hope so. I mean, I'd love to go. Yeah, Boston as well. That's a bit of a party town, isn't it?
It is going to be fun.
Brazil. Good luck. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm not a huge football fan, but when it comes to to national team for sure. Yeah, and then the rugby as well. I'm a big fan of too. So we've got the Six Nations.
It's been a joy to chat to you tonight.
Are we done?
I feel
You're all thirsting for a Hanky Panky. You should go into this boy and have one.
I do recommend the Hanky Panky. It's very nice indeed. It really is. The book is out now. I mean, obviously you're all getting the book, aren't you, when you leave? But it's a great present for everyone. I'm going to have this book just as like a coffee table book. I'll probably mess up if I tried to make them, but it'll make it.
There's some very easy ones in there, but yes, I mean it's simple and timeless.
Yeah, they're great. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you all
so
very
much
much
for coming on. Drink some, Jenni.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night.